I'm here with Ben Dudley, Executive Director of Engage Maine, and he was at a rally on Tuesday morning, January 12th.
That's correct.
Yeah, and it was with a group of people, of organizations at the State House called Maine Can Do Better, to talk about issues with regard to the proposed budget cuts that are coming up. Thank you for joining us, Ben.
Thank you for having me on.
So, what happened at the rally, and what's your position?
Well, in fact, what we were planning was a press conference. We wanted to build a crowd around a press conference where we had a number of speakers illustrating the damage to our economy that's going to happen by virtue of the proposed budget. And what we got was a rally. We had over 500 people from all over the state representing interests across the board there to express their concern with us.
Now, what kind of budget cuts are being proposed, and what are your concerns with them?
Well, there are cuts to essential services for people with mental illness, for people with developmental disabilities. There are cuts to tax relief programs for low and middle income families. There's cuts to revenue sharing for municipal government. There's cut to general purpose aid to education. There's cuts to natural resource agencies. There are cuts just about in every aspect of state government that you can imagine. And
a lot of people say, well, you know, there's a lot of waste in government. Do you see waste that's being eliminated by these cuts, or do you see something else?
You know, there are always efficiencies to be found, but not $438 million worth. And that's the point that we're trying to make is, yes, we need to find efficiencies. We can't afford to be inefficient, and we should find them and root them out. We have to live with strategic cuts in this time of economic turmoil, but at the same time, we also have to consider revenue in order to pay for those essential services that keep our economy functioning.
Now, you weren't the only one to speak at the rally. There was a whole group. Could you describe somewhat what Maine Can Do Better is all about?
Sure. Excuse me. Maine Can Do Better was formed in a pretty remarkable fashion 2 years ago around a similar supplemental budget. It was originally a group of about a dozen organizations who were concerned about similar cuts to state spending, and we created a website and invited other groups and individuals to join, and in the course of about 2 weeks we went from 12 organizations to over 150 organizations, and I should say over 4,000 individuals who signed up to receive information from us via email and who contacted their legislators at that time. And so that coalition has kept organized since then. We did work around opposing the Tabor initiative this fall. We opposed Question 2 this fall successfully, and where we are again facing another damaging budget proposal.
Now, could you just give us some likely scenarios if these budget cuts went through, or if they do go through, what's the likely impact on the taxpayer?
Well, our point is that it's not fiscally responsible to go forward with cuts like this that are just going to lead to worse outcomes and more expensive outcomes in the long term, making it harder for us to climb out of this economic turmoil and making it harder for us to reach economic prosperity ultimately. And that what the legislature ought to do is to consider revenue as an option to help lift us out of these problems, whereas for the past 7 years it's really been off the table. And there's really no fiscally responsible reason why revenue shouldn't be part of the discussion.
So the banner cry that we need lower taxes or no new taxes isn't really realistic?
Well, by virtue of this budget, taxes are going to rise. I mean, that's the big sort of untruth about this budget. I mean, people like to say it doesn't raise taxes, but it does. It does so in not very effective ways, not very productive ways, I should say. It cuts, as I said before, it cuts property tax relief for low and middle income families. It cuts revenue sharing to municipalities and general purpose aid to education. That's money that goes to our local schools. And all of those scenarios force municipal government to raise revenue in order to sustain the schools that we all know are vitally important to our future. And so the truth is this budget is going to raise revenue. It's just going to do it in not very productive ways. And what we're saying is let's stop looking at taxes as the boogeyman, and let's have a real conversation about what is in our best interest in terms of revenue, in terms of cuts, in terms of efficiencies.
Well, it's going to probably raise revenue in municipalities, but there's also going to be cuts in services in the municipality level.
That's right, and that's going to shift more costs onto families and in some cases onto businesses that have to bear costs that were otherwise shared broadly by taxpayers at large.
If people want to know more about this, where can they go? Is there a website that you can get?
They can go to mainecandobetter.org. There's a wealth of information on that website. And for more detailed economic data, there's the Maine Center for Economic Policy, that's mecep.org. And the Maine Equal Justice Project also has an excellent website with information, MEJP. Actually, you better Google that one, Maine Equal Justice.
All right.
I'm not sure their web address, but.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.